Hello everyone! Kumusta? This is my Jewel Orchid and I'd like to share with you today how I repotted her from her old pot, her old basket to a self-watering pot. How I made her bushier or lush and my general care for this orchid. So if you are interested, please stay with me and don't forget to like and share this video. Jewel orchids are terrestrial orchids native to the forest floors of Southeast Asia. Philippines has different kinds of jewel orchids, different shapes of the leaves, different colors, and I even tried growing different varieties. Sadly, they did not like my environment. I told you in my previous video and in my other videos that I live in a hot and windy region here in the Philippines, and those other jewel orchids did not like it here. Surprisingly, this one is a very easy to grow jewel orchid. I think this is the Ludicia discolor. I bought this as a very small plant for 50 pesos, and of course without ID tag, and I just searched about it. I'm not sure, but I think this one really is the Ludicia discolor. She is now in a self-watering pot in hydroton and lava rocks, and I'm going to share with you how I repotted her in this pot. This was my Jewel Orchid more than 5 months ago. She had bloomed for me, I think twice, and I decided to repot her because she had grown outside the pot and even below the pot. I also thought that the heat and light in the garden was too much for my Jewel Orchid because the leaves were getting yellow, and she also dried very easily, and I also wanted to take out the growth below the pot, so I decided to repot her in a self-watering pot and transferred her indoors. So I removed her from her old plastic basket. She was already in hydroton. I watered her first and I made sure that she was wet before I tried pulling her out from the plastic pot. And because my jewel orchid was in awkward shape with growths in different directions, I used my hand and I cut the other growths so that I can arrange my orchid well in the new pot. This was my self-watering pot. I bought this from Shopee for 170 pesos. This is a 2-in-1 pot. The white pot is the water reservoir and the black pot is where I planted my orchid. This is supposed to be a hanging basket, but I did not use the wire. I also added a string to make it as a wick, but it wasn't really necessary because this pot, the black pot, is already self-wicking because of its shape. First, I used lava rocks, small lava rocks with small hydroton for the bottom part of the pot to make the pot heavier because the pot is very lightweight. I was afraid that it might fall, and also for the pot to become very wicking because for me, the lava rocks absorbs more water and stays moist longer than hydroton. I added some amount of hydroton and then I arranged the orchid, including the cuts that I made or the growths that I cut. I arranged them in the pot so that they can fill the pot nicely. So this was how I arranged my jewel orchid in the pot, including the growths that I cut, and then I just added more hydroton to keep them in place. And this was the jewel orchid after I repotted her in the self-watering pot. Here's the bottom part of the black pot. The string wicks water as well as some of the lava rocks. And here's how I place water in the reservoir or in the white pot. Here's the final look of my Jewel Orchid more than 5 months ago after I repotted her in a self-watering pot before I place her indoors. And here she is right now. The pot looks full, the Jewel Orchid looks lush and bushier. The growths that I arranged in the pot had already grown, plus a couple of new growths, so she looks very nice. I really love how she looks right now, and of course, I will share with you how I took care of her, how I took care of this Jewel Orchid. I placed her indoors in our garage wall so the place is not that hot and bright compared to my outdoor garden. And sometimes I also bring her inside the house if I want something colorful inside. Because she is in self-watering pot, I only water her once a week. Whenever I fertilize all of my orchids, I bring her down, I take her from the white pot, and then I shower her with tap water. This is what I do with all of my orchids. I shower them or I water them well every week, once a week, and then they receive fertilizer. So this Jewel Orchid is also fertilized once a week. After watering, I fertilize all of my orchids, including my Jewel Orchids, with the same fertilizer that I showed you in my older videos, but only once a week. And then after I fertilize my Jewel Orchid, I just place tap water in the reservoir. I also place her here together with my other indoor orchids. That's how I grow my Jewel Orchids. I really wish to grow other Jewel Orchids because those leaves are very beautiful, but I cannot afford to grow them in glass vases. So right now, I am happy with this one, but I am still hopeful that one day I can grow other Jewel Orchids. Thank you so much for being with me. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Please check my merch in my channel store tab or through the link in the description and in the comments. You can further support this channel by using the super thanks button and by commenting in this video. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. Maraming salamat. Paalam. See you on my next videos.